Hi, everybody. Welcome to TV Guide Live. My name is Alex Albin. I'm managing editor for TVGuide.com, and I'm here, as always, with two of our fabulous editors, Liam Matthews, Joyce Ang. How are you doing, guys?
Good.
Good. As we always do, every single day, we're going to start off talking about our lunches. I had a steak salad from a local Mexican place. What did you guys have?
I had curry.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was great. I still have some left over, so I might have that for dinner.
Cool.
So
Guys,
2
we're
meals for
running
one.
a contest on the site. If you want to win the rest of Joyce's lunch, just write us in. I mean, don't do that. I'm kidding. Very quickly, Liam, what did you have? I want to be completist.
I had a Hudson Valley salad from Just Salad, represent Hudson Valley, upstate New York.
Thanks. Today's show is, of course, sponsored by the Hudson Valley, New York. It's also not about that. We're just going to lie about everything on the show. But we do want you guys to write in with your questions. Hit us up on Facebook in the comments below or on Twitter, hashtag TVGLive. Either way, we're going to be answering your questions later in the show, so send them in. But let's get right into it. Talk about some fun, big news topics that happened over the past couple of days. Kicking it off with Joyce. I think this is probably your favorite show. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely my favorite show of the summer.
Okay, Big Brother is on right now, and I hear there are big things happening with two of the, do you call them characters, housemates?
They're house guests.
Okay, house
HGs.
guests.
Let's guess.
Frank v. Tiffany.
Yes.
Dawn of something.
Dawn of
What is
Paranoia.
going on? What's happening? Give us the lay of the
Well,
land.
so they were in an alliance together, APAC. They still officially are, but Frank has been stealthily running the house, but people have caught on the past week, which they kind of showed on last night's broadcast, and he just wants Tiffany out. Like, literally, every other word out of his mouth is Tiffany, Tiffany, Tiffany. And Tiffany is the sister of Vanessa, who was on last season, and she was super paranoid and emotional and crazy. So Vanessa's reputation preceded Tiffany, and everyone thought she would be the same way. She actually sounds and looks exactly like Vanessa too. And she has cried, and like she was on the block this week, so everyone was like, oh my God, look at her, like she's crumbling already. So he wants her out, and she wants him out because they just don't get along. And the house actually kind of turned on Frank secretly this week, and they were all trying to win HOH last night to get him out.
That's head of household, right?
Yeah, head of
Okay.
household. Unfortunately for Tiffany, Frank's teammate Bridget won the tennis-themed crapshoot HOH. So, he's safe because her whole team is safe.
Oh, so Frank is safe.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a
yes.
twist right at the end there.
Yeah. So he's safe. So Tiffany is pretty much doomed because
Is she really? You think she's the one that's going to go home?
unless she wins veto, because she's definitely going to be put on the block. Like, nominations are probably happening right now because the feeds are down. So, after the show, we might know the nominees already, which will be revealed on Sunday's broadcast show for those of you who don't watch the feeds.
So, you're watching it 24 hours a day. We know that. But so Frank and Tiffany, Frank's definitely safe. Tiffany may be going home. Do you want them to stay on the show together to see this play out? Or was
Oh,
it
yeah,
painful?
definitely.
Okay.
But even if Tiffany does leave, there is the battle back this season.
Oh, right.
So
This is for, I'm more of a Top Chef viewer.
yeah,
so
it's their version of Last Chance Kitchen. That's
Okay,
new
cool.
this year. So the first 5 evicted house cats, they'll battle one-on-one, and the winner of each will battle the next evictee. So even if she does leave this week, she has a chance to come back.
Got it.
Yeah.
Other than Frank or Tiffany, who is your number one for winning the season right now?
I don't have like a favorite, but I think like Paulie right now is in good position. He is another sibling. Cody, his brother, played on season 16, who made a fatal error at the end when he took Victoria to the final 2 he took Derek to the final 2 instead of Victoria, and Derek was running the whole season and he won. There's no one who's really standing out right now. But what's great about right now is everything's kind of fracturing, because everyone's kind of turning on Frank and knowing he's running the show. There's a bunch of mini alliances happening. So, if you want to tune in, now is the time.
All right, that
All
sounds
right.
good. Frankie Grande was actually on last season, is that correct?
2 years ago.
2 years
Season
ago, but his
16 with
sister
Cody.
is going to be on something different. Ariana
That's
Grande
right.
is going to be in Hairspray Live. What's going on with that, Liam?
Well, she is the little tiny bird person, Ariana Grande.
Oh, you're saying in real life, not
She's
that's
a
her
ti-
character.
yeah.
Okay. all right.
She's
They
she's-
didn't create a character for her.
No, she's taking on the role of Penny, which is Tracy Turnblad's best friend in Hairspray. So she's going to be in the live Hairspray musical, which is going to be on Fox this fall.
Oh, NBC.
NBC,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Fox is Rocky Horror. That's
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Too many
Who-
musicals.
For those who only know the movie, who played Penny in the movie?
Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Amanda Bynes. One of her last few great roles.
Now, speaking of great roles, though, Ariana Grande, most people probably know her from her singing, and that's totally fine, but we're showing off some of the scenes from SNL right now. She was great in that, right?
Yeah. She was maybe the best host last season. She was really funny.
Yeah.
And Joyce, you were
Yeah.
mentioning something before we went live about her hosting in regards to the Emmys.
Yeah, so you have to submit yourself, or the network has to submit you for Emmy consideration, and so hosts are submitted in the guest category, and NBC submitted a bunch of hosts, including Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. And you can look at the ballots online at Emmys.com, and every nominee has a submitted headshot, and all of the ones submitted by NBC are the host's bumper shots, that you see before and after commercial breaks. Ariana is submitted for hosting. Her headshot is her laying on a bed. So she submitted herself because NBC didn't submit her.
But it sounds like they should have submitted her, right?
Yeah, she was really good.
And at least they're bringing her back for Hairspray. We're very excited about that.
And we know she'll probably do a good job because we know that she can. She's good in a live setting.
She'll-
Although she swore inadvertently. She messed up and
Oh,
she said a bad
yeah.
word, so she has to make sure she doesn't do that.
But maybe she'll win an Emmy before a Grammy.
Whoa, she could go EGOT.
Yeah,
What's her Oscar going to be for?
the next movie adaptation of Hairspray.
There we go. Perfect.
I mean, next year's the 10-year anniversary of
Yeah.
the movie. So.
Last thing I'll leave you guys on, if you haven't, check out her impersonations online. In particular,
Oh,
her
yeah,
impersonation
really
of a
good.
baby is the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Totally different news topic. So Star Trek, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world of Star Trek because it's the 50th anniversary. Star Trek Beyond is coming out in movie theaters very soon. And they revealed some news the other day that John Cho's character, Sulu, is gay. He's a gay character in the movie. They tried to play it, or are going to try to play it very subtly, where there's just a scene of him and his husband with their daughter. That's pretty much it. The way they described it is, yeah, we kind of wanted to low-key throw it in there. The opposite has happened in the real world. People are freaking out about it. What exactly happened? Liam, do you know what, there was the George Takei response?
Yeah. So, I guess John Cho just sort of mentioned it almost like offhandedly, and then they asked George Takei about it, and he was very upset. He was unhappy that they made Sulu gay because he was like, that was the character he played, and he is gay. So it was a nod to him basically.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
he
what they
said, I think it's really unfortunate. He
Yeah.
told the story about right after TV's first interracial kiss, which is something that happened on Star Trek. He was at a pool party with Gene Roddenberry, who created the show, swam up to him and said, hey, what would you think about making a gay character? And Gene Roddenberry said, we had our lowest ratings ever, and they want to cancel the show after that. Maybe we don't do that. So it sounds like George Takei really took that to heart. Interestingly, the show has never had an official LGBT main character. Gene Roddenberry was going to add one into Star Trek The Next Generation, I believe in the 5th season, and then he passed away before it could happen. So this is, in a certain sense, Simon Pegg, who wrote the movie, responded about this. This is, in a certain sense, this is bringing Gene Roddenberry's vision to fruition. And Simon Pegg actually came out and said, respectfully, I disagree with you, George Takei. Not to get too nerdy about it, but he said the reason they did it and the thing they thought was nice, this is an alternate timeline because science fiction, and he said he would like to imagine that there are enough alternate timelines that everywhere we're all LGBT somewhere. Which I thought was actually a very sweet, nice statement.
That's cool.
What do you guys think about this? The thing that I'm most curious about is who, at the end of the day, owns a character like this?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what George is saying, but I have to agree with Simon here, just because I think I think George also said in his interview with Hollywood Reporter, in which he said he didn't like that that Sulu was gay. He said that it's not it wasn't in Gene's original vision, and like he would have preferred if they had just created a new character who was gay. But then if they had done that, it would just be like they're creating a gay character just to have a token gay character. You know,
Yeah.
That was something that Simon Pegg commented on as well, saying that if they created a character like that, that would be the gay character
Yeah.
versus Sulu, who is also gay.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll see. This will obviously continue long through the weekend, but we're not going to be paying attention because we're going to be binge watching stuff over the weekend. That's all we do. Watch TV 24 hours a day. I'm curious to hear what your guys' recommendations are for everybody, and also for you guys out in viewing land. Don't forget, not only can you comment, let us know what you're binge watching this weekend, what you're interested in checking out in the comments below. You can also hit us up on Twitter, #TVGLive. So let us know. We're going to let you know your recommendations, and then we'll come back and answer your questions. So stay tuned for that. Joyce, this is a really surprising,
I
shocking
know.
recommendation.
No
you
one
have.
is expecting this from
Yeah,
me.
what are you going to be watching this weekend?
Because I have no life, I'm just going to be watching the Big Brother live feeds.
Oh, and-
so, yeah.
So we've had these on in the office. For those who haven't checked them out, what is the deal?
They're on 24/7 in the house. There's hundreds of cameras in there. And yeah, you watch the house guests interact. Sometimes it's super boring, like they're sleeping like 10 hours of the day. Other times there's a lot of game talk and a lot of crying and a lot of strategizing going on, which is interesting just to see how things flip and like who's lying to who. And other times it's just like funny stuff. Like last week, they did each other's makeup. Like Paul and Natalie did each other's makeup. And
Well, I know I look up every once in a while and I see what's going on, and occasionally there's people wearing pixel costumes while they're baking cookies
Yeah.
and things like that.
yeah, well, the pixel costume thing was a punishment because they came in last in a comp. So yeah, it's just stuff like that. Speaking of cooking, though, last season had one of my favorite live feed moments when they did BB Chopped. They just had like their version of Chopped, and they made meals like a 3-course meal. So
That sounds
yeah.
kind of amazing. Let's move on with your pick. Now, Vice Principals is premiering this weekend on HBO. Is that correct? Or next weekend?
Next week.
Next weekend. But you're going to be watching something tied to that to
Yeah.
prep, to get yourself ready.
Yeah,
What's your
totally.
recommendation?
Well, Vice Principals is from the same creators of Eastbound and Down, and it's very, very similar both in tone and subject matter. So, I was watching, episodes of Vice Principals to review.
Eastbound and Down.
Or of Vice Principals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so while I wrote a review of Vice Principals for TVGuide.com.
Oh, that's a great website.
Yeah, and watching Vice Principals made me want to go back and revisit Eastbound and Down, especially its first season, which is one of the just an excellent first season of a comedy. And each episode or each season is only 6 to 8 episodes, 6 to 8 half-hour episodes. So it goes by pretty quick. If you have 3 hours to spare, Eastbound and Down would be a good way to spend it.
There you go. If you have a little bit longer period of time, and probably basically from when we end this broadcast
Until 9
some-
p.m.
yeah, until 9 p.m. tomorrow night, I'm going to recommend Outlander. The finale of the second season is on tomorrow night. The show is on Stars. If you don't know about it, it's very lightly sci-fi with time travel. A woman gets sent back in time to Scotland back in the 1700s. She's trying this season to stop a war from happening, not just to change history, but also to save her husband's life. It's romantic, it's gorgeously filmed, and I will say, I've watched most of the finale at this point, and without getting into spoilers, it's huge. It's basically, if you wanted an Outlander movie, this is exactly what it would be. So given that, I think there's 25 episodes, I want to say, before the finale.
Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, start right now. They're all about an hour long, too. So start now. Don't take any breaks. Get your snacks in advance. Hurry up. You can check out the whole thing. So there you go. That's our binge recommendations. Now I want to get to your guys' questions. Tweet us, #TVGLive, or Facebook in the comments below. I think we have one to start off with. So Harper on Twitter wants to know, what do you think about Frank harassing the women on Big Brother?
Yeah, wildly inappropriate. So apparently overnight, or if you were watching the feeds overnight in the middle of the night, Frank slapped Devon's ass, and she cried and was very upset, as she should be. And she said she almost socked him, and she had to go into the diary room just to compose herself. And Frank didn't think he did anything wrong, and some of the other guys had to come up to him, and I think it was Polly who went up to him and was like, hey, that's not cool. If she were my sister, I'd be very upset with that. And Frank said he would apologize to Devon today, so hopefully that actually happens.
Now, when you have a show like Real World or something like that where they film it in advance, often, not often, but very rarely when something like that happens, the producers will step in and put a stop to it. Big Brother, though, is isolated. Do they ever jump into the fray?
Oh yeah, like if Devon had actually attacked him, they would have done something. Because she also said like I had to control myself because I know I would have gotten kicked out of the game. Because Frank just thought it was a joke and that like she would be okay with it because he had also been just slapping other people's asses in the house too as a joke. So he just doesn't think there's anything wrong with it.
What do you think, Liam? Is there anything wrong with it?
Yeah, it's not acceptable. Frank's got to go.
Yeah, get rid of Frank.
He's safe this week. That's the problem.
Well, next week
Reality
he's got to
shows.
go.
Yeah, let's vote him off, you guys.
Yeah.
All right, everybody in favor of voting off Frank?
Yay.
There we go. We did it. Yes. All right, and you guys did it. You made it through another week of watching TV Guide Live. We are actually here every single weekday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, answering your questions, talking down the big news. Next week's going to be a big one because the Emmys are coming up on Thursday. Joyce, how excited are you?
Very excited. It's my favorite time of the year, award shows.
Yeah, Joyce, if you don't know, is a walking encyclopedia of award show knowledge. So we'll be talking about that probably
That's a lie.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's really not.
Okay, maybe like half a lie.
Yeah, okay. It's like half an encyclopedia. Just actually the volume that starts with E and has Emmy Awards in it. So there you go. But guys, that's very exciting. Stay tuned for that. And keep hitting us up on Facebook for questions and comments. We'll answer them on the show. The world of TV is very complicated. We're here to guide you through it. See you next week.